No matter where you go, there you are. Welcome to the 4th episode of the ScottyDontX show. Thursday, almost made it through a week, and almost found a total of 30 reasons to take tonight off. Didn't do it. I showed up, and that's what friends do. They show up, not when it's easy, but when it's hard. The big silver shiny dude in Deadpool 2. Colossus. I don't know, would it be cool to have a name of somebody who was a famous X-Men character? I wouldn't know. So, I was thinking time travel today, and it's kind of like, why does that idea excite me? Well, I think part of it is the barrier to entry. Because you take something like Back to the Future, it's 1.21 gigawatts to get it going. So you either need a fusion machine from the future, or a well-timed bolt of lightning, or you gotta steal plutonium. I'll tell you what, I'm not the kind of criminal who steals plutonium. So, and then Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you gotta get a magical phone booth delivered to you. I know the phone booth isn't technically magic, but it's a magical interaction with George Carlin. You can't fault him for that. Groundhog Day, he just lucked into time travel, so there was no real cost to him. And their time travel was promiscuous, as in used over and over and over again, but his destination was yesterday. Or the same day. So why would I want to even think about time travel today? Somewhere on the internet, somebody posted a meme picture that said McDonald's Big Macs used to be 50 cents and are now whatever the current price is and are 40% smaller. That's just wrong. So, if time travel had a low barrier to entry, low energy, it'd be nice to pop back into the original days of the Big Mac and, spend 50 cents for a really good burger that hasn't succumbed to shrinkflation over these many, many years. Of course, the downside of that is everybody smoked in the mall, with the food court, with the McDonald's area that was open to the mall, and in restaurants, and it just sucked. The smell of the tar, nicotine, paper burning, the disgusting feeling when the ashes fell on you, the table, or your food. Ugh. All right, maybe Uber Eats can go through the time vortex, whatever, and get me the burgers. And with time travel, you got to think, hey, is there something you'd like to change in your life, to make things better now? Well, used to think so, but then there was an episode of Star Trek that came out, and Picard gets to relive a moment of his life so he doesn't get shanked in the Starfleet wreck area. Wait, or is it shivved in the Starfleet wreck area? Do you use a shank to do the shivving or a shiv to shank someone? If anyone can go ahead and hit me up on Instagram or Facebook at ScottyDontX and give me the actual definition to those terms so I quit mixing this up. Anyway, Picard is given the chance to make a safer decision to make things better for him so he doesn't die in his current present. Well, doing so makes him a blue-shirted wuss, and his goals for command, respect, those just are not going to happen with somebody who makes the safe choices. So, if you go back and pull on the threads of a particular time in your life to make something better, then you're going to pull apart the tapestry. But with that said, I would have no ethical qualms of delivering myself winning lottery ticket numbers sometime in my 21 to 25 area, because the money would have been very helpful. And at that time, I knew a financial advisor or two. But so much of what people and stories, popular fiction, think about for time travel is how we can gain something from it, how we can make more money. So I think it would be awesome to time travel back quite a ways to Earth when it was finally calming down, getting ready for life, and had decent oxygen levels. So you pick your Zoa era, however you want to go there, and just sit out, enjoy the stars with no industrial pollution and no city lights dimming the sky. A dark sky project made possible by your folks at Temporal Travel Association, the TTA. Ta-ta. Nice barrier to entry, though, is energy requirements. How much energy does it take to throw back, a person? We don't know, because, at least as far as anybody knows, we haven't done it yet. Which brings me to the no time travel is possible because time travel was possibility. So there was a show on UPN called 7 Days, and in the show, an operative named Frank B. Parker was tasked by the NSA when something went wrong, he'd go back in time to fix it. The catch was, time machine could only send him back 7 days. So let's say it's Monday morning and all of the donut shops in the USA just get sucked into a black hole because there was a pissed off rabbit and he was a wizard and just made it happen. So, as far as anyone knows, all the donut establishments disappeared. So there's research, there's finding out what's going on and the extent of it that happens, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, how do they, now that they've uncovered it was a magical rabbit, deal with the magical rabbit so that he either cannot or chooses not to invoke the disappearance of all the donut places? So on Friday, they have a plan. They are good to go. And Saturday morning, they fire off the time sphere, which goes back in time, landing on Sunday. So the time sphere arrives with the chrononaut, Frank B. Parker. And so whatever the mitigation is, that's his adventure. He has to try and go through things so that the magic rabbit doesn't obliterate all the donut locations. That's how the show worked on a weekly basis. And it was designed that time travel was not going to be promiscuous. They couldn't just, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Have Groundhog Day chances to fix one thing. Essentially, because of a limited fuel supply, they really only got one run at it. So, what happens if, say, another country gets a similar device called a backstep device that's maybe has 14 days that it can go back? Well, Frank has already went back, stopped the magic rabbit from obliterating the donut places, and then he continues to live through that timeline as it unfolds in essentially the same manner, with the donut places still being there. He doesn't get to go back to his original timeline because that timeline is toast, and that's fine, hunky-dory. Now, if a opposing force has one that can go back 14 days, And maybe they get the report somehow, snuck it out, that, they did this thing and stopped the donuts from all going away. But this opposing force says, no, I want all the donut places to go away. I want that magical rabbit to be empowered and protected. So they launch their chrononaut in a sphere, and they arrive before the original time traveler gets there, and wait a couple days. The original time traveler comes out, pops out of his sphere. Before he can even locate the magic rabbit, the opposing forces time traveler, who'd come back a total of 14 days, let's be Austin Powers crude here, pops a cap in him. So the time traveler, who had the 7-day sphere, the hero person originally, isn't there to stop the rabbit from disappearing all of the donut places. Well, bummer. So whoever has the longest throwback or can reach the earliest point in time wins. Hey, Scotty, how does that get us to a paradox or a point where time travel is not possible since it's already been possible? So, let's say what happens, instead of obliterating donuts, they are getting the secret to time travel from an alien originally. But the 7-day people go back and try and give themselves the secret of time travel 4 days before the alien arrives. Well, then there's time travel. Then the 14-day people throw themselves back to give themselves time travel, so they're the first time travelers. And then somebody finds a way to push it back 30 days, 90 days, 100 days. Then somebody from the future decides, or in the future rather, that, that's all screwy. That sucks. You know what? And they do the longest throwback to 100 years ago, and they destroy whatever rocks or radiation or vegetables that are growing on Earth that feed these time devices. Therefore, even with the secret of time travel that's delivered by aliens, it won't work because there's no fuel. Ha ha ha. So time travel is possible until somebody has, and already has done so, gone back to the past and changed something that makes time travel impossible. Thus, we will never see time travel because time travel's already been seen, just not from our point of view. I know I bummed some of you out, and it's entirely possible I'm wrong. It's happened twice this millennium, at least. I can admit to that. Yeah, it sounds good. Anyway, thank you for spending some time with me. Again, it's at ScottyDontX on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and allegedly there's a webpage out there, but definitely do not look at the webpage because it's just a template to hold the domain. You are also welcome to give me a voicemail at 206-412-9911, and maybe your voice will be played back on the cast. Have a good evening and stay safe, and do something nice for somebody else. Do something nice for yourself. Scotty Don't, pushing the stop button now.